After months of courtroom drama and legal battles, the YSL trial has finally come to an end, and the verdict for Young Thug's co-defendants has been handed down. This high-profile case has garnered widespread attention, not only due to the fame of Young Thug, but also because of the serious charges involved and the implications it could have on the future of the YSL, Young Stoner Life, label and its members. The trial itself was an intense and often emotional process, with many legal twists and turns. Young Thug, the leader of the YSL label, was accused of being involved in a criminal enterprise, including racketeering, conspiracy, and involvement in multiple violent acts. Throughout the trial, his co-defendants faced a variety of charges, ranging from possession of illegal weapons to conspiracy to commit murder. The entire case was a significant moment for the music industry, as it raised questions about the intersection of hip-hop culture, street gangs, and the legal system. Now, after months of deliberation, the jury has reached a verdict for Young Thug's co-defendants. While Young Thug's own fate is still pending, the conclusion of the trial for his associates marks the end of a chapter in what has been an emotionally draining legal battle for all involved. The outcome of the trial was a mixed bag for the co-defendants. Some of them were acquitted of the charges against them, while others faced varying degrees of conviction. For those who were found guilty, the sentences ranged from probation to several years in prison. The court's decisions reflect the complexity of the case, with each defendant's involvement being assessed individually. For many, the verdict is seen as a reflection of the tough stance being taken by the legal system on gang activity and its influence on the music industry. YSL, as a record label, had its roots deeply embedded in Atlanta's hip-hop scene, with many of its artists, including Young Thug himself, gaining major success. However, as the trial unfolded, the case revealed the darker side of the label's operations, with the prosecution arguing that it was not just a music label, but also a front for criminal activity. Throughout the trial, the defense teams for the co-defendants worked hard to argue that the charges were overly broad and that many of the accusations were based on circumstantial evidence. They tried to separate the individuals from the alleged activities of the label, arguing that not all YSL members were involved in illegal acts. This strategy worked for some, as certain co-defendants managed to escape conviction. However, for others, the case was a reminder of the tight connection between the street life and the entertainment world. Some co-defendants were found guilty of participating in criminal activity that could have a lasting impact on their futures. While the sentencing is still being decided for some of them, it's clear that the verdict will affect their lives in profound ways. As the trial ended, emotions ran high, especially among those who were acquitted or received lesser sentences. Many of them expressed relief, knowing that they would be able to move on with their lives. On the other hand, for those who faced conviction, the reality of the verdict weighed heavily, with many now looking to appeal or reconsider their next steps. For Young Thug, the trial is far from over. The verdict for his co-defendants does not mean the end of his legal battles, and his case still looms large in the public eye. His supporters remain hopeful, while his critics argue that the charges against him may carry serious consequences for his career and freedom. Ultimately, the YSL trial's conclusion highlights the complexities of the criminal justice system when it intersects with the world of music and street culture. It shows how an artist's influence can sometimes spill over into darker areas, and how the legal system reacts when those boundaries are crossed. This trial may be over, but its impact on the music world and the individuals involved will likely continue to be felt for years to come.